Hi, Andy Evans here, podcast 56, Aevo guitars. Okay, today I'm just going to talk about finishes, traditional versus modern finishes. So by traditional I mean like French polish, varnish, oil, stuff that was used a long time ago, you know, compared to from the 50s, like nitrocellulose, then polyester, polyurethane, acrylic urethane, which is what everybody seems to be using these days. I was actually starting to think about, because I varnish yachts, you know, all classic yachts, and I use this stuff called Epiphanes, which is a one-part tung oil varnish. It's a gloss varnish, it's got UV filters in it. And I was thinking, I'd love to use this because you can get 10 coats on in a day. The beauty of this stuff, you can get one coat on, put 5 coats on top of it, and the first coat will dry through the 5 coats. So it's up to you how many coats you get on in a day. Now you've got other varnishes, traditional varnishes. Well, I'm not sure if it's traditional, but you've got polyurethane varnish. Now you have to let the first coat dry, sand it, and then put another coat on, and you have to wait. To let it dry, it's got to at least 3 or 4 hours for it to dry. So there's a drawback to polyurethane. So I was thinking I'd love to be able to use this for a guitar. The problem with this is that you can't really buff it. It's a bit too soft. And today I was doing a bit of googling, you know, and I was thinking I'd love to use this. Is there a way I can use this, you know? Because I love the shine you get from this. The only drawback you got with this is when you come to do the wet and dry sand, it's a bit too soft for it. So I was googling, and apparently a lot of the high-end luthiers use this stuff on the guitars, like the acoustic luthiers, because they like the fact it's flexible and the soundboard can move, you know. But apparently, if you put in some accelerator in this, you can get it quite hard, and you can wet and dry sand and polish it. So I'm going to actually do some guitars with this traditional finish, you know, 1-part varnish. It's a bit more environmentally friendly than the 2-part catalyzed varnishes. Let's say if you finish it off with a satin, then you don't need to buff, and you'll get a really nice result. And the other thing I like about this, out of the can, it's got like a honey colour to it. It really brings out the beauty of the wood, you know. Okay, so I'll go to 2-part stuff. A lot of people use acrylic urethane nowadays, is the latest one. I think they use it on cars and they use it on boats and everything. In the 70s, I think actually it was the 60s, I think they were using polyester as a base coat. Polyester resin and then polyurethane, nitro on top of the polyester. And then sort of in the 80s they started using polyurethane on top of the polyester. And I used a polyester base coat on my guitar the other day. For like opaque colours it's great because it fills the grain quickly, you can shoot a lot on, it dries in half an hour, you can sand it 3 hours later. But I don't quite like and it's also a bit hit and miss as well. If you don't mix it properly you get soft spots and things like that. So as a base coat for a clear wood type guitar, I don't really like it. I've gone off it, you know, polyester. We're going to do an opaque guitar. That's the way to use, you know, that's the stuff to use. So I'll just show you this guitar here. I've actually used a 1-part satin on this. I just brushed it for now. I'll just get hold of this. So I'm quite happy with the colour of this thing, and I like the satin sheen it's got. I give it a bit of a tint, you know, with some orange, a bit of an orange tint. So that's satin. I'm going to do a lot more guitar satin. I like it. And there's a lot of work involved in doing gloss finishes. I can do them. Done lots of different gloss finishes in the past. But I was thinking about sort of what route I'm going to go down doing guitars, you know, and I was speaking to Andrew Guyton. He's on the internet, you know, he did the Brian May guitar, and he was saying you need a niche. a niche. And what I'm thinking about doing is concentrating on. I was looking at some old classic guitars from like 200 years ago, and the amount of work that went into these guitars was amazing. They had lots of inlays, lots of mother of pearl, lots of ebony, lots of work went into them. They normally finished with some sort of French polish or something. And I love that old classic look from 200 years ago. So I'm going to start doing a lot of old antique looking guitars, maybe with some hand rubbed finishes like French polish or just basic lacquer, basic varnishes, So stay tuned for that. This is on its way now. I'm quite happy with the result. I've done a different neck joint at the back. I don't know if you can see that. Slightly, it's a bit more ergonomic than the Les Paul. So this just needs a good sand when it's cured properly. A nice sand and then a couple of final coats with a spray gun, just satin, and then I can assemble it. So stay tuned for that. If you like what you see, press the subscribe button. If you want to leave me a comment below, any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment and I'll answer it the best I can. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.